Hello everyone, welcome to my weekly Facebook Live. I am Ruth Norton with Ruth's Stamping Corner, and I'm so glad that you're joining me today. I'm just trying to fix my light, so hopefully we're all nice and adjusted. Where did my papers go? Hello, I thought I was all ready. Just a few things to remind you about while we're waiting for people to come in. The Here's to You Paper Pumpkin Kit subscription is nearly over. You only have until March 10th to subscribe for this one, and there's going to be a free gift, which is stencils and a sponge to use those stencils with, and it's going to make 8 cards, and you have a little sneak peek of some of the cards up there. It's going to be a fantastic kit. I can't wait for this one, so make sure you head to the link in the video description and sign up for Paper Pumpkin so you can get this month's kit as well. Alright, the Butterfly Bouquet products are now available. These are a gorgeous set of products. The bundle will carry over into the next annual catalog. The dies are phenomenal. The papers will not carry over into the next annual catalog. These are only available while supplies last. So if the papers are something that you've been looking at that you want, make sure you stock up on those papers. Okay? Alright. I have one class to go. My card crate, my March card crate is featuring the Snailed It bundle, and these are some super cute cards that we're making in the card crate in March. This is a cute slider card and a cute little mailbox card. Isn't that cute? So those are the cards. I'm just going to give you a quick sneak peek. It is $35 and you must RSVP by March 14th, and all the details of card crate are in the video description. There's a link to March's card crate. You can check everything out. The last day to subscribe or to RSVP for that with payment is March 14th. All right, you guys ready to see what we're making today? It is so cute. It's a cute little Easter box. It's a little Easter slider box. So this comes up, and then hidden inside this little sleeve is a little Easter's cookies and cream Hershey's bar little bunny. Isn't that cute? So this will slide right back in there, and then it just slides in and out. You don't have to untie the bow or anything. Just a really fun little slider card. I love it. So the little treats we're using today, these are little treats. I got these at Walmart last week. I think I got these at Walmart. There's 6 in a package. They weren't too expensive, but I think these make a really cute little treat. So we're going to take one out for our treat today, and we're going to make our cute little box. Isn't that cute? I love it. So we're actually using 3 different stamp sets for this. So let me show you all the stamp sets we're using. We are using the Wildly Happy stamp set. We're using the little bunnies, of course. We are using the Timeless Tulips, and this one I'm only using the Happy Easter, Happy Spring, Happy Everything greeting. And then we are using the Arrange a Wreath, and we're only going to use these little eggs down here. Now this one does have an Easter greeting, so if you don't want to use the Easter greeting from here, you could absolutely use it from here. And then we're going to use the coordinating dies for the Arrange a Wreath, but again, just those eggs. Okay, so I got that out. Move these out of the way, and we're going to start with our box. So you're going to need to get your Simply Scored out. So let me grab mine without being too destructive. Okay, so my Simply Scored out, and you need a piece that is 5 3/4 by 5 1/8. We're going to start on the long side. So on the 5 3/4 inch side, you're going to score at 2, at 2 5/8, 4 5/8, and at 5 1/4. Then you're just going to turn it, and you're going to score at 5/8, and that will just be our little bottom. So that's all the scoring on the Seaside Spray piece. I don't think I mentioned this is Seaside Spray. That's our box piece. And then we need, for our slider piece, we need a piece that is 1 3/4 by 11, and this is a specific point. We're going to score at 5 1/4 and at 5 3/4. That is it for all of our scoring. So I'm going to move that out of the way and try to put that away. Okay, so let's get our bone folders. Of course, with any box, we want to burnish those score lines. So we're going to set that one aside. There's only 2 score lines on here, so it just kind of makes a little pocket. We're going to set that one aside. We're going to bring in our Seaside Spray piece. Now, Seaside Spray is one of those in colors that is retiring this year. So if you love this color, and I've been using this color a lot lately. So I'm going to be sad to see this one go. This one and Rococo Rose. I've used Rococo Rose a ton. Those have been my favorites. Okay, so we're going to do just a tiny bit of trimming on this. So there's a 5/8 inch section, and then there's a 1/2 inch section. So we're going to start on the two kind of corner sides. We're going to cut out this bottom corner, and I'm just going to notch in on all of those. I'm just going to notch in on that top too. And on the squares, we're just going to notch in, and then the rectangles, we're just going to cut straight up. So on the rectangle, we're going to cut straight up, and then the square, we're going to notch in. These little square tabs are just going to go inside the box. So we just want to debulk them just a little bit, and that is all the trimming. That's it. So just a couple notches off of here, and then just notch in on those, the little tabs on the bottom. And that's all for the trimming for the box. And we are going to do just a little bit of trimming on our Pacific Point piece. This is the detailed tag topper punch. Is it the detailed one? I'll have all the supplies listed on my blog. I think this is the detailed tag topper. I love this one. So I'm turning it over so I can line it up evenly on the other side. We're going to punch both sides. That way we get a nice little topper to our piece here. Okay. And let me move all our trash off to the side. Okay, so here's our box pieces that are going to create our box. All right, so we're ready to put together. And I think I'm going to have to grab my tear and tape because my Stampin' Seal Plus is all empty. So bear with me just one sec. I got to find my tear tape. Okay, here it is. When I made the box yesterday, I realized my Stampin' Seal Plus was out, and I said, oh, I got to replace that. And that did not work, did it? All right. So on this tab that we trimmed, this long tab on the side, this is our back tab. So it's going to fold together like that. And then this is going to be our front tab. So we're going to put adhesive on the back of this one. So just a little bit on here. And those are the only places that we're going to put adhesive. Just make sure that you use a strong adhesive because you want this to stay together. Okay. Got all of our adhesive off that side. And so you're just going to be able to fold it over and fold it flat just like that. And that is pretty much the box. Then all we need to do is just fold in this front flap. Pull off the adhesive here. And that is, oh, you know what? Before we glue that down, we got to do something. Hopefully I can take this apart maybe. Hopefully everybody hold your breath. Because we forgot to punch our holes. And I need to grab that punch. I forgot to grab that punch too. Okay, whew, we are saved. Okay, let me grab that punch real quick. Okay, just when you thought you're gonna have a Facebook Live where you're super organized, haha, you are not. Okay, so we need to punch some ribbon holes in these wider sections. So I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it. And we're using this of the detailed trio punch. We're just using that one. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm just using the score lines just to kind of make sure it's center. Just like that. Okay, now we can assemble our box. So this will go together. Now it's going to be a little harder because all of the adhesive is exposed. Okay, that flap down. Now this flap, the front flap. Okay. Now it's not lined up. Okay, here we go. Now we're cooking with fire. That's what your box should look like. You should have those ribbon holes, okay? And they line up pretty good, considering I had to take the box apart. So just do your little slider holes before you put the box together. Okay? All right, and then this piece is just going to go in like this, and we're going to add all the ribbon and everything later. So I'm going to stick my little chocolate bunny in there, and we're going to have this all ready to go, but we're going to do some stamping before we finish up the box. So let's get to all of our stamping. Move this stuff out of the way. Okay, we're going to stamp our eggs first, and I'm stamping them in Seaside Spray and Petal Pink. So I just have a scrap piece of white here, and I'm just going to stamp the Petal Pink ones, and then we're going to clean our stamp my Simply Chamois, and we're going to stamp them in Seaside Spray. Okay, we're going to die cut these in just a second with those dies. So just set those off to the side. I didn't do a lot of prep work on this, so this video might be a little bit longer, so bear with me, guys. All right, for our greeting, that greeting is from the Timeless Tulips, and I'm going to use Pacific Point for this. And I just have another scrap of white here. And I'm just going to stamp that, and I'm stamping it upside down because the Happy Easter, Happy Spring, that is a flat. It's nice and flat, so I can make sure that I get that nice and straight. And so then all I have to do is trim the bottom. Okay, so we're done with our Pacific Point. And the last thing that we have to stamp is our little bunnies. So another piece of scrap white. And we're going to stamp this in Memento because we're just going to do a little bit of quick coloring with our Stampin' Blends. Aren't they cute? Okay. I'm going to set those all off to the side. These all need to be trimmed. I'm going to put the little dies with those. And I'm going to pull in my Stampin' Blends. All right. We are going to do dark smoky slate. And I'm just going where there would be some extra shadows. So on the back side of his ear, kind of along the side of him. It's probably a her. I don't know, under the chins over here where they're overlapping. This is the darkest one, so you don't want to add too much. Behind the ears, under the chin. Just like, the closer they are, that's where the shadows are going to be. So that's pretty much it with the dark. So you can see that I didn't really go in too much with the dark. I'm going to go in with the light, and I'm just going to kind of go over those same edges. We really want a kind of a white bunny, but we just want to leave a little bit of shadows and highlights. So wherever there's the dark, I'm just going back over it with the light. And I'm not doing too much blending. I'm just kind of going over that. So it's going to look a little rough and messy. Hope you can see that. So it's a little rough, a little messy, like I don't know what I'm doing. And now I'm going in with my color lifter. And this is where it's all going to kind of come together. So I'm going around in circular motions, and this is what I'm blending it with. So this is going to soften all those edges, but it's going to leave us with lots of nice shadows for our little bunny. But it's going to leave our bunnies nice and soft and white, but the bunnies will look super dimensioned because they have all of that shading. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. So you can see all those lines are softened, and once it dries completely, you'll see that even more. Okay, now I have dark petal pink. And this is for the insides of all their ears. We're not even going to blend this out. We're just coloring it. And then their little noses, and then their little cheeks. I'm just adding. And back to the color lifter. I just want to kind of soften their cheeks a little bit. So I'm just going to go over it just like that. And that is our little bunnies. Aren't they cute? So just some really quick coloring. Just a little bit of dimension. Add some texture to them. Now there are no dies, so I'm just quickly fussy cutting our little bunnies. So when you fussy cut, just use some sharp scissors and move your paper. Hold the scissors in your dominant hand and move the paper, not the scissors. And I'm just leaving a thin little white cloud around the outside of the image. So, and you can go as detailed as you want. I'm not going around the whiskers or anything because I don't think that's quite necessary. Okay, and then the bottom is nice and easy, just all the way across. So there's our little bunnies. Aren't they cute? All right, I'm gonna set our trash off to the side. We're almost ready to die cut. I'm just gonna bring in my little mini trimmer here, and I'm gonna trim this greeting just like that. So we have our greeting, we have our bunnies. So now we just have to do our eggs. So bring in our little baby boss. This is the mini cut and emboss machine. And I have plate number 1. And then I have 2 cutting plates. So I have a number 2 and a second number 2 for the top. So let me grab a Post-it note. And we're just going to line these up. And I'm going to hold my die in place with a Post-it note. We're going to have to do this 2 times to get both eggs. I love this die that it'll cut both of them at once. Okay.
So we have 1 egg, 2 eggs. Now we just need to do our Seaside Spray ones. So let's just line those up. The Arranger Wreath bundle is so fun. It's a great year-round stamp set. I've been saying that for forever. It's just an amazing year-round stamp set. So make sure that you add this one to your wish list. I think it's actually on back order right now, but I think it's supposed to be back pretty soon. So if you don't have it and you want it, I think you can still get it. Okay, you know what? We need to leave this out because we're gonna do a little bit of embossing too. So let's get our other eggs. Perfect. I'm gonna put that to the side. Now I do want to bring back in the project. You can see there's some embossing here. There's some embossing on the white and on the Seaside Spray piece. I have both of those. I have a white 2-inch circle that I punched. And then I have this Seaside Spray piece is 1 3/4 by 4 1/4. And we're going to emboss both of those with the greenery embossing folder. And I don't think I can do both of them at once. So we'll have to do these one at a time now. Embossing, I need plate number 1. And then for this embossing folder, it's a standard one. So I'm going to use plate number 3. This is the lighter gray one. I'm just going to run that through. These smaller embossing folders were made for a little mini machine. You can see how perfect that looks. So detailed. All right, just going to run our circle through. And there we go. Bum, bada, bum. All right. All right, now we can fold this up and move it out of our way. And we have our circle. Okay, now we're ready to start assembling everything. So we have all this. I also have a Pacific Point circle. This is 2 1/4 inches. So let's start assembling everything. Let me get I'm going to use a combination of both the liquid glue and my Stampin' Seal. For the circles, I like to use liquid glue because I just want to make sure that I get into all those little circle corners. I know they're not called corners in a circle, but I just want to make sure everything is nice and flat, especially this piece, it's embossed, so just want to make sure it's laying nice and flat. Okay, our bunny, we're going to stick him on. We're going to use some dimensionals right in the middle because we're going to be tucking some eggs in. So I'm going to make sure that those eggs can fit. So he's going to go kind of right in the middle, a little lower, right in the middle. And then for the eggs, I'm just going to come in, and I'm just going to add a little bit of glue on the back. We're just going to kind of tuck them in. So I'm going to do a striped one and a polka dot one on each side. And let me kind of tuck that one in just like that. And then our little blue polka dot one, our Seaside Spray polka dot one, and our petal pink striped one. Just like that. Super cute. These little eggs, so cute. All right, scissors. I'm just going to trim this at an angle, just like that. And this is going to go right on the bottom of our little label piece. So I'm only going to put some glue right in the top center, and that's just going to go right on the bottom of that circle, just like that. So that is ready to go on our card. So let's set this aside so it can finish drying while we finish our box. All right, so here's our box. Here's where we are. We're going to add the ribbon now. This is where the magic really happens. So I'm using the metallic Seaside Spray ribbon, and I'm going to thread it through both of these holes. So through the front and then through the back. And you want it to be pretty long because when it gets pushed down into the box, it's going to go the whole length of the box. So make sure your ribbon is threaded through. You have the ribbon right here. And then all you're going to do with your little slider piece, it has your candy in it. You're just going to push it down, just like that. We're going to see if we have enough ribbon, and I think we do. So now I'm going to take the back ribbon, and I'm just going to feed it through both of these holes. And we're going to tie a bow in the front. So we cut off a piece. And so right here, we're just going to tie a bow. Right in the front. So remember, you won't have to untie this bow because we kind of pushed it down. I should have used a little bit more ribbon. This bow is going to be not as floofy as the other one, but it'll still work. So you can see I probably shouldn't have cut it off the roll, but that's okay. So you can see, so
the slider, it'll just pull right up, just like that. Isn't that cute? And then your little cookies and cream bunny is inside. So fun and so cute. Okay, now this little piece, we're going to adhere this on, but we want to make sure that we don't put any adhesive where it's going to cover the ribbon part, because if you glue that ribbon down, it's not going to slide in and out. So I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal, and I am just going to do it on the sides, just on those two long sides, and then along the bottom. But that is it. Leave that center, that middle center open, and we're just going to stick that on just like that. See, perfect. So cute. Now we're ready to put our little bunny element on, of course, with some dimensionals. So don't go all the way to the edge on the sides because it will hang off a little bit. And finally, to finish it off, I have some blue gems here. And grab my take your pick tool. We're just going to add some of these. These were in the holiday catalog or the fall catalog, but they are still in the online store. You can still get these. It's just a few of those. They add so much sparkle. And that is it. That is our cute little candy slider, you guys. Isn't it cute? Just a little chocolate cookies and cream will slide right out. And it's super easy, but it's so much fun. Kids will love this. I think this is a really fun teacher gift too, but really anybody will love this, and it just pops right in. You don't have to untie the ribbon. You don't have to take apart the box to get the treat. It's super cute, and it's all sealed in there. It's not going to fall out. So if you need to shop for any supplies, please head to my online store. Use this host code. This month, if your order is over $50 or more, you're going to get a free a free set of blends. Your choice of color, just email me after you place your order, and those will ship in April. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you like this video, please share it with your friends. I love meeting new people. And if you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe to my channel. This project will be on my blog tomorrow with all the measurements and details on it with supply lists and everything, so you can check that out. Otherwise, guys, have an amazing day. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye.